we were talking about like the what's hot and what's not at a flea market these days, and you were like, the thing that everybody's selling is VHSs.
I mean, I think the wrong term is hot. I think they're just a bountiful at flea markets at this point in time.
And going into that day's shopping yesterday, you could not have imagined that you would have wanted to purchase a VHS. What on earth could make you buy a VHS? Nothing.
I didn't think there was anything that could make that I would say, oh my God, I need that VHS.
Cut to. We're walking past the table. This 75-year-old woman has her truck behind her. She's got an array of shit on the table. Just crap where you're like, nobody's ever going to buy this. You're living in hope and dying in despair. Like, there will never be a consumer for any of this. There are 5 videotapes on the table. That's
in
it.
A Tupperware bin.
Just a complete afterthought. But fucking one of the tapes, which attracts Flanagan like a magnet, is a New Jersey Devils.
It's a New Jersey Devils 10th anniversary history.
Look back,
look back on the first 10 years of the New Jersey Devils.
And you'd never seen it before.
And I'm a big Devils fan. I collect a lot of Devils paraphernalia, and I have never ever seen this tape before.
So, like, that's a Christmas-like moment. That's why people go to flea markets, to find that thing that they didn't know they were looking for, that ultimate treasure. So it stands to reason, with all videotapes being cheap at this point, that it's going to be relatively inexpensive. But whatever the price is going to be, Flanagan will probably pay it because he's never seen this tape and wants this tape, and he can add it to his Devils collection. So he asks the lady, how much for the Devils tape? And she says $2. And Walter goes, and I won't even try to lay inflection on it that wasn't there. Walter goes, I'll give you 50 cents. And the woman, it looked like Walter was like, I'm going to drop my balls in your mouth. How about that? That's my offer. My offer is this, nothing but a fucking tea bag. She went like white. She aged 2 years right in front of us. And it was immediately like 50. You're crazy. You're crazy.
I don't even know what I'd said, because it's almost
you were like,
a blur.
I remember you were like, come on, 50 cents. Nobody's going to buy this.
Yes, that's what I said.
You were like, 50 cents. She's like, you're so rude. That's so rude. And Walter's holding the tape, and he's going, all right, 75 cents. And then she puts her hand on the tape and says, like, forget it. I'm not selling it to you. And starts a tug of war with Walter.
Starts a tug of war, and I was like, all right, I'm sorry. I'll give you $5.
Well, it wasn't even I'm sorry yet.
Didn't I apologize?
Not yet. You got there. But at first you thought she was kidding around.
Yeah, I thought she had recognized you and was doing a little something.
Auditioning?
Like, not an auditioning, but I thought she was just playing a gag.
And me as the eyewitness, I'm like, this lady's seriously mad. Like, this lady's she might have a stroke. She's so fucking pissed. It was I'd never seen anything like it in terms of like watching the elderly get angry. Except maybe in a movie or something like that. Like if you ever saw Marathon Man in the beginning, like there's an old Jewish guy and he's pissed off because he sees like recognizes a dude who probably worked at a Nazi death camp and shit, starts chasing him down the street.
I don't remember that one.
Oh my God, it was crazy, man. And so Walter goes, she's like, I'm not selling it to you. And she starts tugging away and Walter won't let it go. So at this point he's pretty much involved in a tug of war, almost fucking shoving match with a 75-year-old woman. And then Walter caves and goes, all right, I'll give you the $2 for it. And she goes, I'm not selling it to you. Yanks it out of his hand, thus proving she's stronger than Walt. Takes 2 steps back to where her truck is, opens the car door, hurls the fucking tape in, slams the door, and stalks like 2 feet away, turning her back on us. I'm not selling it to you. You're crazy, she's going. And that's when you jump. That's when you go to $5 with it. So suddenly, at this point, you're willing to pay 150% more than the original asking price just because you tried to fucking haggle her down to the most insulting fucking price you could have offered.
But when I realized that she was serious, I was getting angry because I thought that she was being I didn't think I was in the wrong. I think when you go to a flea market, you play the game. You do not pay what they tell you.
Yes, haggling is expected.
That's the whole fun of it. Or else I'm just going to go to Sears or JCPenney.
Where you would never find that tape.
Or eBay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll pay what you know. But that's the charm, the allure, in my opinion, of a flea market. And she was not held sway by that allure at all. No, and I felt she was wrong and not and not partaking in the expected banter between customer and seller.
She wasn't playing. She wanted $2 for it. and was hell-bent on getting $2. So Walter then, and I'm standing there watching this whole thing and trying not to laugh, but inside smiling ear to ear because I'm like, classic. Walter then fucking takes it into like the completely unexpected arena of jumping from a $5 offer to a $50 offer for the tape. Walter goes, I'll give you $50 for it. How about that? $50. Now, if this woman made $50 in 4 months of that flea market, I'd be shocked if she told me, like, I've made $50 over 4 months. There's no way the prices she was selling and the crap she was selling, that $50 is like, that's what you dream about on the other side of that fucking flea market table. Like, somebody's going to come along and purchase something for that much money. Or you're sitting there going like, I hope I make $50 today. That would be an amazing day at the flea market. Paying $10 for a table, walking away with $40, that's awesome. $50 he offers her, and to her fucking credit, man, you had incensed her so much.
She would not budge.
She wouldn't fucking budge.
I was never going to pay her.
She's like, you know what you can do with your $50. And Walter goes, what? And she goes, you put it in your pocket. Get out of here. You're rude. You're crazy. Just rude. That's so rude. I'll give you 50 cents, she said. And Walter is pleading at this point, going like, come on, $50. $50 for that tape.
I was apologizing.
He was. And I'm sitting there going, he seriously wants to give her $50 for this tape. This could be fantastic. But inside,
though, I was setting her up to be like, okay, get the tape out of the car, and I wanted her to break her moral or whatever high ground that she felt she was on, and then I was going to be like, you're out of your mind. You think I'm going to give you $50 for this tape?
So you were going to add insult to injury. She already insulted her once, but if she did cave and like, fine, give me the $50, you would have been like, you stupid fucking whore. I would never pay $50 for that tape.
I wouldn't have cussed her out. But I definitely would have been like, you're out of your mind. You think anybody would give me $50 for this? Here, I'll give you $1.
Mercifully, Malcolm, but man, she stuck by her guns, dude. She had integrity like you read about.
She did. I mean, in the end, she definitely would not budge, and she played me.
She did. She had your number and shit. But thankfully, like Malcolm saunters up, and Malcolm's like, what the hell's going on here? Malcolm had seen the escalation from a few tables down, and he saw like the tug of war, and he saw the ire on her face and the shock on Walter's face. And so Malcolm tries the preemptive buy, where he's just like, "Well, sell it to me," and she's like, "You're just going to give it to him," and he's like, "No, I don't know these guys. Just I want it. Sell it to me." And she's like, "Nope, nope, nope," and she left in her car. Then she went to the car because we started stepping away from the table. She went back to the car to grab the tape and put it on the table. And we walked 2 tables down, just going like, "Can you believe that?" And Malcolm wound up buying it, but she wouldn't sell it for the original $2 price. She wound up selling it for $5. So for that outrage, she wound up making 150% profit on something that cost her nothing. Like, I'm sure she didn't buy that tape herself, because you even asked her, you're like, "Are you a Devils fan?"
Yes, even at one point.
You approached it from the angle of like, oh, maybe there's a fellow fan here. And I insulted her as a Devils fan. And Walter goes, "Look, are you a Devils fan? Because I'm a Devils fan. If you're a big Devils fan and I offered you 50 cents and you don't want to take it because you love the Devils and I've insulted you."
I can understand that.
Yes, like you were ready to like back down.
I
and
deserved
be
the tongue lashing then.
And she was like, she didn't know what the Devils were. She didn't even know what a videotape was. She just knew there was a fucking rectangle that she wanted $2 for. So Malcolm winds up buying it for $5 and shit. She was like, "Because I know you're just going to give it to him, so I'm going to charge you $5." And Malcolm wound up caving. Did you watch the tape?
I watched it last night.
And?
It wasn't worth $5.
What's the put-off factor for your wife, do you think? Is it the griminess? Is it the caliber of people you're surrounded by? Because let's be honest, when you're at the flea market, you are not surrounded by Mensa members. You're not surrounded by people that take showers, to be honest. It really is kind of like, it takes a certain breed who live in total hope and yet die every weekend in despair to like unpack a truck full of shit onto a table, hoping against hope that somebody's going to purchase it. And spend 8 hours there, baking under the fucking sun with their merchandise baking right along with them, listening to the fucking broken ass radio with the cassette drawer pulled off, so you're seeing the guts. Like, takes a certain mindset or a certain breed, man. Like, if they all got together and they were like, "Fuck this shit, let's try to cure cancer," they could probably do it, because their intent and their devotion and their dedication to a cause is present. You can see it. But is it the people that puts her off?
Is the crowd? Definitely 90% the people, 10% the the merchandise that I'm rifling through. The last time I were at Collingswood, I had said there was a comic book stand or table, and I was looking through it, and the girls and her walked ahead. And she said, I'll meet you at the building, and we'll meet there, and then we'll go. Mm-hmm. I get over to the building, and she starts to go, what took you so long? There is a guy in a miniskirt walking around with a wig on, and I want to go home right now. And I was like, what? If I was with anybody else, I'd be like, let's go get a peek and look at this guy walking around in a miniskirt with a halter top on.
If you had married Johnson, you guys would spend the next 5 minutes hunting that dude down.